So that is the art that is hanging up behind me. Yesterday, I got excited. I'm pulling stuff out from under the table. Yesterday, I got excited because I took all the stuff that I had pressed and it was dry. So we went and stopped on the side of the road, not in the park. And Brian sprayed the varnish lacquer sealer on it. And then we got home, and when we're driving, we're in our car. And when we're parked, I'm at home. So anyway, we got home, so to speak. We drive her home. I was really happy and wanted to spray them again. So I did that. I didn't make videos of any of this, and I felt kind of guilty because then I felt all motivated. But I do live in a motorhome. I am married, and we watched a movie together, but I was multitasking, and I felt super excited about the process. And so I played with the clay while we sat at the table. And so remember these molds that I made of the plants where I rolled it and smushed it? So did that. They're dry. Sealed them. Then I took a little ball of clay, put it on top. These aren't dried yet. I haven't even touched them this morning. But you can really see the detail. Yeah, it's dry enough to pick up. I'm going to see if you can see. It came out really pretty. Okay. This is the red flowering currant. And you can kind of see the leaf texture. There's a lot of detail in the relief. I'm super excited about that. So that's the red flowering currant. This is the dandelion. Ew, shaking hands. Okay. And so there's the dandelion. And I am going to try and color some of this, you can see, with actual dandelions. Oh, and there's another one. Let me put that back. And I just have some little bins, and I put it on a piece of cardboard. It went under the table, on top of a tote, and the heater that we have, in a little electric heater, it oscillates. It's been the drying fan. And that was a cameo of husband Brian. So, then I did the little daisy flowers that were out in the yard, and you can see the petals. I was worried. God, my hands are shaky. Oh, it's drying with a curve. It's bowed up. Oh, it is. It's all bowed up. I think I'm drying them too fast. You're supposed to let them cure and dry slow, and I'm all excited, drying stuff quick. Oh, you can see all the little details elevated, all the little petals. I don't want to handle it a lot. Ah, it's bowing up. God, it's going to let me press it down. Ooh, I don't want to fudge with it too much. It'll break. Okay, so then I got to thinking about how my garden stakes have a natural little curve coming on because of where you stamp them. It kicks the clay. And then I smush them and make them straight. So what I did was I rolled out the clay flap, and then I stamped what I wanted, and then I cut it out. I think it came out pretty decent. It still has a natural little bow to it. Ah, they're not perfectly straight. But I think that's what happens when you make handmade. Oh, I need to put them under, I think. See how it's not... Anyway, they may not... Ooh, it's still a little soft. It's a lot soft. But there's dill with a leaf at the top. Sorry about that mirror imaging. And then I wanted to... I made two of them. Made two dill with a leaf at the top. I was looking for a short letter. So I'm out of clay. So I put an ad on Facebook Marketplace saying that we were looking for some work. We got a super cool gardening gig lined up, cash daily. And a lady had some light, cheesy chores that we'd already committed to. So Brian's going to go. She said she's got work for Brian, and she wanted me to help her work on a puzzle. This is like the most exciting potential job I've had. I feel like there's going to be cookies and sandwiches involved. So, I took the little butterfly pin. I have a pin that's a butterfly that it came with Mary Lee. Mary Lee gave me a butterfly pin. So I took it and I stamped it in the clay, and I'm making a mold so that I can make more. And then I thought, oh, how pretty. And I had made the little flower stamp and the leaf, and then I'll get the butterfly stamp. So I put them together, and I made this little coaster. And I put a hanger hole in it, which may or may not be center over the flower was the intention, so that that part was straight. And the butterflies could be a little cockeyed. So that's that. So those are the things I made. I'm happy with them. I feel like they're dry enough now to hold and them not flop around. And I could take some water and really smooth these edges out. So I should try it. Okay, I will try it. So I need a drop of water, and oh, and I painted the other stakes because we sealed them. So let me just take a little, I'll show you those. Let me just take a little drop of water. And trusty water bottle, little paint palette, drop of water. Okay, and I had some napkins laying around. Ooh, here we go. Dry my little fingers off. Okay, so this one's got a little curve to it, but I do believe that's going to be part of their charm, which was not really what I was going for. Okay, so I'm getting the tip of my finger wet, and now I'm just going to rub and smooth these edges down. This is what all the ladies on YouTube's doing. I did find one feller doing clay, air-dried clay, video information, tutorial, blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, I've been finding videos by the ladies, which is why I keep saying the lady on YouTube. But there are fellas out there doing it. I've only seen a couple, or one, as far as like learning videos, because that's what I'm searching for. You know what? That does make a difference. That really does smooth it out. My goal is to avoid sanding. I do not want that mess, and my environment is super, I don't have a workshop, garage, shop vac. Puts me doing it outside, making like a big, dusty. So what I did was I wiped my finger off because I had a buildup of clay. And I want it to be just kind of clean and smooth, and it felt more comfortable. And so this is really easy to clean up and smooth out. Oh, I'm not showing you what I'm doing. I'm just doing it down, talking. This is what the teachers of the YouTube tutorials do. But I'm finding that if I do it immediately, which does get a much better response, I'm looking for as straight a finish as possible. And this seems to work later. So I can do this later. Something stuck to my thing. I don't like it. Get off of there. You can do this later. I'm finding it's a little bit more work probably. But that's the way I like to do things. I like to go uphill and backwards. That really is a lot smoother on the edges. And I'm just going to gently do even the top to see if I can give it more of a softer, refined porcelain-like finish. I don't think that that's an option with air-dried clay. It has a rougher, but I haven't worked with a lot of water. I've been super cautious and leery on the water, and I feel like I need to be more generous and comfortable and confident with the water. That really makes it more refined and a lot softer of a finish. I'm going to have to give it a thumbs up. Sorry, I keep working down where you can't see. And so, yeah, I'm going to go with a thumbs up on the water finish for smoothing them out. I keep telling Brian I just don't see how I could possibly charge very much for these. But there's a lot of little steps and love involved. And honestly, that part just might be on me. This one's really rough on the back. So I'm going to show you the before. And then all I'm doing is getting tip of my finger just barely wet, like a drop that big. I put it on, I'm smearing it all around, and that was enough to cover the whole back of this plant stake. It did not take much to saturate the entire surface. And so I've done 4-ish drops, I guess. That could be excessive, but I'm trying to be more comfortable and confident with the water. And yes, I do think this would be a lot easier if I did it immediately. However, I have not a delicate enough hand, and I'm worried that I'm really gonna bang up my product. I like this resistance that it gives you to hold it. World's tiniest violin. Anyway, okay. Here we go. Kids are dumb. Kids are awesome. And smooth this out. It really does do it. Boom. Soft edge. Nice finish. I dig that. I dig it, baby. I dig it. Okay, that's super groovy. Alright. So, I might even do it again. I don't know. I doubt it. I'm learning my process. I'm learning my techniques. Boy, you can really see where I stamped on the back. I cut it after I made the stamp. But it's still got that slight kick. And this edge is not gone. By no means. But it is a lot smoother. And it's got a much softer, nicer hand, so to speak. It's still soft enough at that point. See? Anyway. Clean that edge up. Soften it. It's a little high right there, but it's okay. And I did see some that didn't have just a point at the bottom. It came down and it was tapered like that. Like a scalp, an X-Acto blade with the shape. And that was kind of groovy. It had a different vibe. And this one's still flexible. So I think if I put it face down, plus the back super moist. Moist. A little bit of weight seems to be a groovy, a good thing. A little resistance. So here's the butterfly. Man, that's pretty. That is going to look so good when it's painted. I'm really pleased with that. And I made the stamps. So I feel like I was actually a part of crafting and creating this. I do not refer to myself as an artist or a crafter. Why is there like a second set of butterfly wings? What's that all about? What? Anyway. Oh, the back is super rough. Okay, look at that. And definitely potential sanding. However, I don't want that mess. I find washing my hands to be a much easier cleanup. And this just really does the trick. So, this is my process. Oh, yeah. And maybe I can get it to where I do this when it's a little bit wetter. I think I'll get a much finer immediate response. Just smoothing out all the happy little accidents. And we will definitely give Mr. Bob Ross, R.I.P., credit for that expression. What a gentle, calming tune. I was looking at some stuff about Mr. Rogers and Steve Irwin and some kind, gentle souls. Got that Jimmy Carter vibe going, you know? And I really dig that. I am drawn to that energy. I think that's why I married Brian. He's a man. He's a Jekyll and Hyde, just like all of them. But his Hyde is, a little grumbly bear. It's not really much of anything to take note of. His Jekyll, yeah. But his Hyde is, the good one, is the gentle one. Oh, so sweet and tender. He's such a lovely man. So Jekyll, just, fart and grumble. That's about the worst of it. So I got lucky. Alright, this really, wow, what a result. So into it. And I had a few drops of water in my little paint palette. I've used it all up. It was maybe a good spoonful of water. You can see how that is really laying down and softening up those hard, rough edges. It is dramatically better. Love the technique. So, a water smooth is definitely my angle. I don't want to make it too wet and handle it too much. Ooh, it's groovy. Okay, put that down. And hurts my fingers a little bit better. That's what the sink's for. Alright. And a little drop of water is super easy to clean up. That's all I did was I had one of these little things full of water. Okay, so what was the other thing I did? Let me put these away. And all the stuff that I had drying was dried. And I put it on the table and I painted it. And it came out a lot better. So let me put these things away. Out of the way. I live in a motorhome. There's no real way. It's a lot of... I clean up and organize all my stuff probably 10 times throughout the process to avoid the mountain of overwhelming chaos that can ensue from crafting. And it does. My hairstyle is not one. I gotta figure something out about that. Okay, so, here we go. I hope these not stick to the napkins. So I put them away last night. And, I'm just gonna tip the camera down now. Oh, there we go. Okay, so remember they were all green and painted. And then I started to, I don't know if you remember that or not, wipe off. So I cleaned them up. They look a lot better. And so I thought, call them distressed. Antiquing. Here's one of the newer ones that I just painted that I didn't have to clean up a whole lot. It says shallot. These need to be sealed. Another round, go around. And to put them away, I just put them in a napkin. Oh no. Well, they've got a little sturdy to them. I just bounced one off the floor. And I'm picking it up with my monkey toes. Bam! Picked it up, monkey toe style. Okay, here we go. So I'm just folding the napkin, stacking them up, flipping them over. Boom, 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 boom. It's very similar to the many times I've moved and put everything I owned away. Except I would do this with my pants to put up the dishes and stuff, or shirts. Recycle I use my clothing as packaging material and packing for when I move, which is a bummer if you are going into a storage unit, because then all your clothes are in storage. So learn that lesson the hard way. Don't know why I didn't think of that when I was putting everything away, but I didn't. So I really like the way these came out. They didn't stick. I'm super stoked. Okay, here's a shallot. I did green and blue, made a teal. Oh, the tomato looks decent. Tomato. I really feel, oh gosh, might want to touch up the color maybe on a couple of these. The A is a little weak and the O, maybe not terrible. I don't know. This one looks sharp. Tomato. I think Brian's right. I should have put the leaf at the top like the one I did here on kale. I actually like this. This was a mistake, fixed, redone. I painted the whole thing green, front and back. Not back, just the sides. You can still see traces of the green, which I kind of am digging. And that is where I didn't seal it as well with the glue. I can tell where it went through to the clay. So then I went, the butterfly though, I'm really digging that. Which is what inspired me to do the little round hanger that I made. This one, oh boy, I don't know how distressed you want to get. I still think that if for some reason I get shallots, way too long. If I get, the butterfly came out great. No, it didn't. Anyway, if I get orders, plural, for these, then I will make a stamp of the words that I have getting repetition for in orders, because I'm manifesting it. People will want these. I will sell them, and it's going to be amazing, because I want to do this at markets and events, and if I can, because those things cost money. And then I also want to try to go down to Quartzsite, Arizona this winter, and I'd like to have a full inventory with me for barter. And because I've checked into selling stuff, and it was actually pretty pricey, and I don't think that's what I would do. I want to go check stuff out, but I was going to use the inventory for barter. So here are some of the other things. I don't know if they're reclaimed, These are the fixers. There's a kale. I made it teal with the leaf. And these aren't terrible. Brian said I'm being critical. It's possible. I went for purple with kale. Digging it. We'd already covered that ground. Chard. It was cracks. It's not going to have a strength. So it could be like a Christmas ornament, but I don't know if anybody would want to put peas on their tree or not. Here's a beet. I stamped these really shallow, trying to get a clean. So when you stamp them real deep, you get the outline of the stamp. See here? And it's real hard to avoid, which I'm getting it together. And so I've realized that a fine point paintbrush helps me avoid those raised areas, and that's the goal. And my paintbrush is not a really good paintbrush. And so I stamped it real shallow, but it's so hard to see the detail in the words. You really lose your definition. I like that purple kale. That's kind of cool. Okay, these aren't total trash. Maybe not. Maybe just kind of trash. I haven't decided yet. Making garbage with Jennifer. Oh, my grandma used to sing me a song about my working. I did mention it, that I had sang it. I made a video, and here's the other ones. Oh, these are all the new ones that I had dried, sealed, and then painted. The ones with the deeper stamps definitely came out way better. I did beet in green, purple, and blue. Okay. Oh, they have a different texture when they're dry. It's quite nice. Kale. Thyme. I got time for thyme. The M. Oh my gosh. And one of the Y's and the M's was really struggling. But these were the very shallow press. And so I think I'm going to go for the deeper press. I like the uppercase letters. And the lowercase, actually, I did one with lowercase. Where did it go? It's not there. Put them all away again. Here we go. I did one all uppercase and one with an uppercase, lowercase combination. The letters actually came out a lot easier to paint when I do that, like I said. And I take one of my not paintbrushes. I got this kit for $1.25. And I wanted a super uber fine point. This is so janky. So I trimmed all the bristles off except for like 6. It looks like my paintbrush is giving me the middle finger. And considering what I think about it, the feeling is mutual. But it has accomplished what I needed, and it's a learning curve. And I love that. But this paintbrush, it's giving me the middle finger. Oh my goodness. Here comes the sun. All right. So, I did put an ad up on Facebook looking for some work. And the lady said that she had a puzzle. Oh gosh, what did she say? It was so intriguing. Puzzle system that she could use some help with. And I thought, what? I'm so interested now. So anyway, bully for intrigue. I'll put this one over here with this. They got room to spare. And I'll seal these up. It's a beautiful sunny day. So we're going to go over. I think I've got her address now and a message. So I think that she wants us to come over. It's It's about a 20-minute drive. Need to eat some breakfast. And we're going to go talk to this lady. She had chores for Brian and a puzzle system for me to work on. I'm super fascinated to find out how this day goes. But we need a hot water heater, which is one of the reasons I'm making stuff with clay. I need more clay. I'm out of clay. And I need a decent paintbrush. So, combine that, make it small, get it out of the way. Woohoo! I've got to go get my day on. That was a 25-minute video. Holy moly. So I'm going to plant the seeds I want to grow. It says plant the seeds you want to grow. So I'm going to go plant the seeds I want to grow. And that is prosperity, love, peace of mind, and at the moment, crafting. Oh, look at that sun.